a big coral stand we were just looking at.
Yeah, that was a beautiful coral stand, by the way. I was enamored by it.
There you go. You'll have telly on top right now.
Oh. Well, I just knocked myself right off. Stand by. Maybe too far.
That thorny head is just bound and determined not to move.
All right, Aaron, you want to go ahead and press stick lock when you get a sec? Thanks. See how we settle out. All right. So my understanding is there are floaty bits in the starboard bio box, are there? Science?
There's a bamboo coral in there and a sponge.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll only do a partial pop out then?
Neither of them is too floaty, but it's always amazing how fast that can change on you.
So to confirm, the samples that are currently in there are in A and B.
Okay, so they're in the furthest most compartments then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Toward the middle of the
Okay, so we can pop out maybe halfway.
Yeah.
And have any of these tube cores been taken?
Nope. So you can start with number 1.
Okay, and Andrew, how many tube cores would you like?
Andrew, I think you're muted.
Yeah.
I do like talking to myself. I'd like to do 3 here if possible.
3, roger.
I've done that so many times so far this morning. I've got a dog here in the room with me, so I'm trying to make sure that he doesn't appear.
Makes sense.
Not digging my grip on that.
Will the tube cores be called sample 27?
Yes, they'll be starting off with sample 27.
Okay, so each tube gets a number.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So if we do end up getting the 3, it'd be 27, 28, 29.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
Oh,
working
it's
now.
showing up. Perfect.
So there's a couple of spots. The telestrator is now working.
Oh,
So,
yay.
so sort of tucking in wherever is easier, but those are like 3 easy spots. It depends on the size of the cores, or easy for me to point at, I should say. And so if you can put the cores in, and then we can take a picture of it, and then we can pull them out.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
whatever order for in and out is easiest for you is perfect for me. Thank you.
Not to be too demanding, but it's easier for us if you put them in and then take them out in the same order.
Yeah, I'm on an angle there. All right. Looks better, right? More up and down that one.
That's perfect right about there.
Oops, sorry.
Jess, you want me to zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, well, so they want to picture the core.
Right. With our Hercules, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and we'll sync a few more. We can put all the cores in before we take images of them.
Okay,
Sure.
coming out.
I do it different. It really is. I need longer arms. I like that pick a lot better than the one before.
Okay, so a really perfect spot for that is right here.
Okay.
Arrow. So sort of the 2 spots that would be great are there, as well as down there.
Okay.
So this is, I love this particular spot if that one's workable.
Sure.
What a useful thing, this illustrator.
I have a feeling some people may overuse it, and
Oh, it can be abused for sure.
I think the little pointy thing may get taken away for certain people's watches. I don't know where it went.
Wait, there's a pointy thing?
There's a virtual pointy thing now.
Yeah, you all can't see it on shore, unfortunately.
So right about here is what you want there, hey, Andrew?
Yeah, as that's lined up, I think you may be over
I'm over a clam right now. Let me
Yeah. Oh yeah, looking at yours, so
Looking at the brow cam.
see.
a little bit farther from the vehicle.
So
Yeah.
right here,
Yeah.
it looks like I'm clear of clams and bubble, but
That looks great to me.
Andrew, can you, if you look in that one too?
Yeah, I'm looking at
Yeah.
that one. I think if
Okay.
you go down, you may go over a clam.
So
Sorry, about here, do you think?
Yeah, right there.
Still over that clam. All right, if we're happy with that, I'll push on in.
Yes, I'm happy with that. Please do.
Okay. Copy. Facing some resistance. There might be something harder under there, under this one here, Andrew.
If it's not going any farther, then I think it got some. So
yeah.
if it's going down though, is it just stopping?
Yeah, it seems like it's just stopping itself.
Okay. Well, why don't we leave that core there? I think it got some.
Okay.
Maybe?
Oh,
No.
no, might be a bad sample that. Sorry about that.
Why don't we,
Try again.
or let's pull it out and see what it looks like, if that's okay. I don't know if that'll be easy with it.
Sorry, I'm wrapped around right now. Let me.
Yeah.
I'm all tangled up here. Apologies, that was not a very good sample for you.
Don't worry about it.
We can use samples for many different things, so even if it's not perfectly as planned because there was something underneath the sediment.
You want me? So you want me to try pulling this one up, and then, or we can put the other one in. At least get the back sample first, and then try pulling this one up, so we don't start mixing around our number of samples. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Nice to get a chance to take cores at a seep that's not all carbonate.
I find if you bring push cores to a seep, it'll be nothing but carbonate, and if you bring things to sample carbonate, it'll be nothing but soft. Liz Clark, to answer your question, is there, I would like to sample tube worms as well, but that depends whether there's room in the bio box. That's not the main point for this dive.
Yeah. So just in terms of what I know, there is room in the bio box for compartments C, D, E, F are open, but
That's really up to the dive leads and,
yeah,
and
of course.
Jenny.
Thank you. All right, so now this one here, where do you prefer?
Right here.
Close in. I want a different grip on this for that. at a little bit of an awkward angle. So is one right here all right for you, Andrew?
Yeah. A little closer would be better, but is that workable there?
We can try it out, but we might get it at an angle is what I'm giving my grip right now. So do you still want to hear?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, that
that's
doesn't
not
look like
very
it's
good
working
for
at
you.
all.
Nope.
Yeah, can you pull that one out and shake it out, please?
Yeah, pull it off to the side here. All right, so clean.
Okay, so looking for clean mud now. I don't know if it's possible to get around the red core and put the core there.
Sorry, can you gesticulate to it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sure. That's, yeah, usually a little bit further out, it's a bit easier.
Okay.
So more angles to work with.
And then if you can try to not touch the sediment surface until you're ready to put the core in, that surface layer, it can be really flocculent and easy to disturb.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
All right, if you're happy here.
Yes. Is that going in at all, or did it already hit something?
Seems like it's going in. It's hitting something, but now it gave way to something.
Yeah, looks like there was a clam hiding in it. That's good. Don't want it too deep.
Yeah, good job.
Perfect.
All right, and you want me to reposition the red one here?
Let's just take 1 second, get a frame grab, Susie.
Yeah,
data.
hold up.
And then
Okay.
why don't we pull out the red core and see how it looks?
Sure.
There's always a chance it got an interesting sample, even if it wasn't very deep.
Yeah. Could have gotten a clam or something.
And just, there are no scoops on the basket right now, correct?
I'm actually not sure. But I think the basket's empty.
Yeah.
Looks like there's some stuff. Want me to keep it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. Hopefully it doesn't fall out the end by the time we're there.
Oh, Jenny says there's a scoop, but it's reserved for relic coral from a ledge.
Cool. I want to know more about relic coral from the ledge.
All right. Thank you.
You guys can train me in the art of doing that. I could do it for you.
All right, great.
All right. It's the red core that you just put back. That'll be sample number 27.
Sorry, lost visual for a second. hard to see. There he is. I'm going to pull this away. I can't really see very well. Now I'm losing some of your sample there. Is this still okay to collect there, Andrew?
Yep. Yeah, it's still, it's very hard to put a core away when you can't see where you're putting it, so.
Yep.
True that. At an angle now. There we go. And I'm
Sample number 27.
Just FYI, I just moved that location because I just noticed that we had quite a bit of DVL drift, so I put it on the USBL location.
Okay, thank you.
I'm always amazed watching these things like cores go in. It looks like it's like trying to do heart surgery wearing mittens.
All right. Whenever you're ready, try and lift the other two.
Yeah, that one's good. Yes, please. Actually, I think this, is that spot a relatively reachable spot right there? Oh, I just lost mine. Is that one good? It's a little bit black on the surface, which indicates sulfide underneath, in addition to all the clams that live off sulfide right next to it. But and then those little tubes out of the top indicate those other worms that tend to live at seeps, although they inhabit a lot of different regions around the globe. Amphirettids. Yes, that looks great to me. Okay, so good. We can just take an image with it like this.
Yeah.
Get a frame capture, and then if you'd like, recovery's good with me.
Yes.
Not of the vehicle, just of the core.
Yeah, that's good.
There's also a question in the chat earlier about whether the still camera's running. It is running in the background. It's more of a downward looking overview right now, but that'll be available for everybody after the cruise.
Excellent.
All right.
We like to do a survey through the still images before we look at the video, just to get both from the screen captures, and then we'll probably also use the still camera, because it gives us a preview of what species we're looking for in both the eDNA and the video.
So when that core went down, it flushed a lot of the sediment through the top. So I don't know if there's a way to minimize that, but it looks like within those tubes, it's creating essentially a bow wave. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe drop it from there. Ah, that was great.
Great.
The chances
Beautiful.
of that happening again are pretty slim. That was amazing.
All right, so to confirm, that's samples 27, 28, and 29.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if it's okay with the people leading this dive, I would also love to just go look at those tube worm bushes just a little bit, just to see what they look like before I stop taking you on this total sidetrack that I really appreciate.
Just before you move, can I get a
That's-
reset? Thanks.
That sounds just fine. So once the pilots are all settled
Yeah, what?
and ready, we'll go look at those tube worm bushes.
Give me 1 sec. All right, gonna reset. Okay, good to go. Where were those worms? Are they close?
They're just off the
They were
port side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. There. Right within view.
There's a nice clump right there.
Just a big pile of tube worms.
No, I just wanted to sort of look at it and see what's on it. If we can zoom in for a second. And also to see if it's actually living, because the tubes last a long time. Yeah, those are definitely living clumps. You can see the little
Trapdoors.
living bits. Yeah, trapdoors. And there's also a shrimp on there.
Yeah, just chilling. Can we wait with it zoomed in till the sediment clears a bit?
You want to pull out now? Okay.
Thank you.
Also looks like there's a lot of what I'd like to call hydroids on it.
Yeah, they look like hydroids, kind of growing on all the tubes.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yep, you ready? All right, let's get resituated.
Still. Hey. All right. Come up a bit. We're still north up.
Yeah. Gonna do a 020. Good. Ready, set, go. Bridge nav.
Look,
Nice
octopus.
octopus.
Can we get a 10-meter step 020?
So in the science chat, there were some questions about what kind of tube worms those were. Those are Lamellobrachia is going to be the genus, and I don't know the species. We have some samples from previous Nautilus cruises that I can't remember what name we put on them or whether we're still working on that. But that is one of the things that's forthcoming from previous Nautilus explorations.
And we
I think
are,
we just flew over another clump.
we're pretty close to being able to do another transect. Just FYI.
Yeah, so whenever you're comfortable and settled, let's go ahead and start a transect.
Okay. Let's just get around this bump.
Yeah. More tube worms there, more clam.
Oh,
You might get a transect across part of a soup.
Yeah.
that would be wonderful.
That's a big transect for.
All right, are you guys comfortable with us getting ready to start a transect? It should be pretty dead north, maybe a little bit in. I don't expect any craziness. It should be okay. All right, you want to get set up and I'll just put in some points to get us oriented. Okay. Okay, bridge nav. We get a 20-meter step bearing 010. Give me a shout when you think you're oriented and all that good stuff. Okay.
This is Al. I'm getting off Canes just from headsets.
Tom Leidig, who's on the science chat right now, is the one who does the analysis of the transects at Southwest Fisheries Science Center. So he will, I'm sure, chime in if we need an adjustment.
Okay. Bridge nav, another step, same bearing.
I'm back if anybody cares.
Don't have a sense that Argus actually started moving yet.
It'll come suddenly. I'll, once we get kind of a move on, then I'll officially drop the start transect.
That sounds perfect. It's a little time for that ship move to transmit down the line when you're working more than 1,000 meters.
Yep. So I'll just keep laying them in. Hope that'll get us going. Bridge nav, another step, same bearing. I think we have enough go ahead to call it start. Okay.
Moving along here, starting in the mud and hoping to come along more steep on as we start this transect.
Anemones and sea cucumbers.
Is that a sponge? Oh, and a snailfish. Hearing just for the transect.
Oh, there he is.
What?
Tom, is that a blacktail?
Are we okay to keep going?
Yep, keep going.
Bridge nav, another step,
So
same bearing.
we'll just give commentary on what we're seeing as we go along, but we try not to stop at all during the transect.
Okay, great.
Oh, the brushtail skate.
Some coral that looks like Paracinella and more of the Paragorgia. Tom commented that the snailfish was looking a little sad, and it did look a little rough.
Not sure I've ever seen a happy looking snailfish, if I'm totally honest.
Just one Paragorgia and then back out into some soft sediment.
Coming up on the winch.
I'm gonna adjust heading to due north. Bridge nav.
Right.
20-meter step bearing 000.
Two
We
very
got
small
some
grass sponges.
And we got some Lepidopsis corals up at the top. Just out of frame. That's the way transects go. Another one of these dark colored feather stars. And another big Paragorgia. This one has all the polyps pulled in, so it doesn't have that fuzzy appearance of the ones we were seeing earlier.
And a little hexacone at the top.
Mm-hmm. Looks like there is possibly some sponge tucked in under that ledge.
And a little octopus.
Oh, and another octopus.
Oh, yeah. Can't tell what that sponge is.
Bridge nav, another step, same bearing.
More Peristanella. Nice deep species of Minoid coral. It looks like there might be, I think that's just a sea star below it. Into the wall kind of upside down.
Anemones and cucumbers.
Mm-hmm.
Another little barrel glass sponge. Looks similar to one we collected earlier.
Really interested to find out what that turns out to be.
Yeah.
Are they thorny head? And back into the mud. So Tom will get to count some corals.
Oh no, look. Here we go. More Hudson Street.
We're coming in a little bit on that wall. I'm gonna 010.
Okay.
Bridge nav. $20-meter step, bearing 010.
Well, having run some of these from shore with Tom, I'm sure he's sitting at home taking notes right now. A note of which dive it is and what they're seeing already. He just says the mud is the rest period for counting.
It's going to be busy along this wall.
Mm-hmm. Got a nice header coney.
One of the things we're interested in is looking at whether or not you get more commercial species of fish in areas with high coral and sponge cover. That's the kind of thing that we'll be able to find out from these quantitative transects.
Are we getting too
And
much
we'll be
speed
able
on?
to.
Are we getting too much speed on?
No, I think they're moving just fine. This is working just fine. Nice persingid star. You'll pout. Confused by the lights. landing on the segment.
Tom's commenting on the fact that we're not getting many commercial fish species down so deep. We've been seeing all the thorny heads, but won't get many rockfish until we get into shallower waters later on in the dive.
What was it? She want me to hold it and just let it come into the center? Okay. Bridge nav, hold position. Once you start creeping in, I'll go back to 0, 0, 0. It's hard to get that velocity back up. What?
Sometimes in their mud zone, there is actually coral that we're not seeing because some of the species of sea pens can actually bury themselves completely in the sediment. So occasionally they are around in these areas and we just don't see them.
I remember that very well from trying to sample them last year. Suck themselves down into the sediment out of harm's way.
Yeah, a little eel pout laying on the surface there.
That tanner crab sure trying to not be seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't look at me, don't look at me.
These are tiny ophiuroids that are in the sediment just poking out.
Well, I think they could be. Because that, or they could be some sort of. Yeah, I think those might be ophiuroids.
Not currently a species that the group that gets counted, I don't think. So someone crazy.
No, they're under that 10 centimeter limit too.
Yeah.
Got another coral. All by its lonesome for the moment, but I think there's some just underneath us.
Oh yeah.
In this last segment, since the seep, we've seen more of the Peristanella and fewer of the big Paragorgia.
All right, I'm going to 10 meter 0, 0, 0. Bridge nav. 10 meter step 0, 0, 0. Flying into a field of ghosts.
Yep. Well, the ctenophores. Yeah. water here is simultaneously less clear than it could be, but not as bad as it can be, especially for areas with muddy bottoms.
Mm-hmm. Older than that.
Bridge nav, another step, same bearing.
We'll be coming up on about 15 minutes.
Have to see how far we've moved because we're moving a little slower,
Yep.
and we want to make sure that we get at least
Yeah,
150 meters to 200 meters.
Mm.
In the 15 minutes, we've done about 100, a little over 100 meters.
Okay, so yeah, we can keep going for a little bit.
Okay. Bridge nav, another step, same bearing.
Yeah, Tom just chimed in and said, well, if we can, it would be nice to try to get at least 200 meters.
Yeah, it's no problem going 200. It's just hopefully we'll do it fast enough for you.
Yeah.
I'm liking this transect a lot better than the last one.
Yeah.
A little less terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's purely navigational, not necessarily the view that you got.
Yep.
What's coming up here?
Bridge nav, can I have a 20-meter step, same bearing? All right. Stepped up pretty aggressively.